Uh, I accidentally cut my old video, so I guess I'm gonna just continue what I was saying on a different video, and I think I'm just gonna edit these together or just post a part 1 and 2. I was blowing my nose, and instead of hitting play when I was done, I hit end recording. And it's kind of ridiculous because I literally already did that twice in this recording and did not do that. But oh well. But I would not want to be friends with Tori if I ever met anyone like her in the wild. I would not want to be friends with her. If I befriended someone and found out that they abused their partner how she abused me, I wouldn't be friends with them. Simple as that. You got rape allegations, like, you can see this girl that you raped is incredibly shook up. And I don't know. I don't know. I can't get behind their thought process. Because also, some of what Danny, I'm gonna name drop, said was really fucking hateful. Because she claims to be a victim. And her mindset and the things she said to me, it's like, so you are a victim of abuse. And you are friends with an abuser, and you're gonna tell me that never fucking happened, and you know my abuser better than I do? Cause yeah, Tori might have talked shit about me at you, but I knew Tori for 3.5 years. I've done everything with her. No one will ever know Tori how I know her. But, you know, sure. And, like, I don't get it. I don't get it at all. You know how hard it is to leave. You know that you don't stop loving them right away. And you still ask me if all that really did happen, you would have left. Why didn't you leave? And you're only saying this now because she left your ass. I didn't know who any of these people were until the breakup. So I went to them a few weeks after, so it wasn't even like an immediate thing. It was kind of like a, I kind of feel like Tori doesn't deserve friends. And I kind of made the mistake of assuming everyone feels empathy, which is a mistake you shouldn't make, because then Danny said, well, I don't have empathy for you, because you're faking being a victim. And I tried to argue. I really did, but eventually got to the point where I was just crying uncontrollably. And I don't know, she'll never see this. Maybe she will. Maybe she can laugh about me crying some more. But that mindset that she had is insane for a victim. And she was literally, she knew I was in tears crying, and she just kept fucking going. And she entered the conversation so hateful before I could even get anything out of my mouth. And I don't understand it. And I want to. But I also know I will never understand what it is like to not feel empathy. And all I know about her is what she did, what she said to me in reaction to me telling her what Tori did to me. And that she lives with her parents. She totaled her Mustang and then bought a new one. Works at Raising Fucking Canes. And sent a picture of her ass to Tori. And that's an interesting combination of things. Living with your parents, totaling a car and then buying a nicer car while working at Raising Canes is an interesting combo of things to do at 20 years old. Because I'm 20. I don't live with my parents. I'm gonna be a nurse. I don't have to sell fried chicken to people. And I treat my car as my pride and joy. And I know that I would never total my car. And I know Danny totaled it doing something stupid. And I don't do stupid shit in my car anymore. My best friend died in a car accident, so I don't do stupid shit in the car. And I don't understand buying like a nicer car after totaling your car doing stupid shit. And also living with your parents at 20 and going into a massive amount of debt is insane. Like, your priorities, man. Like, even if my parents loved me, at my big age, I would not want to live with them, no matter what the circumstances are. But from what I understand, she has strict parents. But, you know, I know a good bit about Danny, and I hated her the whole time. Those 4 months I knew of her existence, I hated her. Because, you know, the first thing I heard of Danny was, Danny's gonna hate you. What did you tell Danny about me? And I was under the impression she told her friends what she did to me and they were okay with it, but I learned she had not. And I guess I told them and they are okay with it. They don't really believe me, but, you know, whatever. Like, I'm not going to unblock all of them and get all my evidence together. Because I do have a good bit of evidence now. I dug some up, but some of it's gone. Because Tori convinced me to delete it so long ago that there's no recovering it. And I'm mad about that. Because she knew what she was doing, convincing me to delete it all. And it's so just infuriating for her actions to fucking come full circle and fuck me over and not even having any fucking proof as I have a voicemail and some screenshots between me and the girl she cheated on me with. I don't have her confession anymore. And I feel so mad when I think about not having this confession of guilt anymore. Because now I'm just like, if I ever reported her, it would be a massive investigation now. I had all the proof, and she convinced me to get rid of it. And I don't even know how much they could even dig up. But, you know, maybe one day I'll get over this fear and I'll report it and she can get put behind bars. But for now, she is out. And as long as she doesn't come anywhere near me again, I'm just gonna have to live with it. And the fact that there's no consequence for her really upsets me. But what can I do? You know? There's really nothing I can do. I don't want to go to the FBI. I know the FBI is going to have to be involved if they do the search. Because this case spans across 3 state lines. Because Tori lives in Tennessee, and I live in Georgia, and fucking Aubrey lives in fucking Oregon. How awful do you have to get the FBI involved to solve what you did? The FBI? Like, what the fuck? And this is just the one crime I know I could get her locked up for and, like, have the proof for. Because, you know, if I were to go in and get a rape kit done today, I would not test positive for rape. There's no physical evidence in my body left that I've been raped. And I wish the system was better and we found a better way to go about stuff like this, but it's not. And I really don't want to have to ever go to trial and try to prove that she raped me. Because now I know she's never gonna confess. And I have to live with that. And it's not fair. But there's nothing I can do about it. I have been writing to myself in my notes app, and I think this was in the video I made the other day, but I wish I could just go back and talk some sense into 16-year-old me. Tell her that things don't have to be this way. And even though I was so high and greening out, I think my parents would have let me get the rape kit done. And they wouldn't have been that mad. At least not at me. And just tell her, get it done. Run and don't ever look back. But that was 4 years ago. I can't believe that was 4 years ago. What the fuck? Okay. I want to get to the point where I don't tear up and cry about what happened. But it's hard. Especially remembering how young I was. I was just a kid. I was just a kid. It's okay. I'm gonna be okay. And it's harder to think about that one, the first time it happened, because of how young I was. I don't know what it is, but that's the one that's hardest to think about. Because once I turned 18 and all the stuff that started after I started spending the night at her dad's, and once I moved, that was something else. I was an adult. And yeah, it sucks that I was an adult getting raped. But a 16-year-old? I'm literally gonna, bawl my fucking eyes out. Like I haven't already. Okay. But, you know, back to kind of the main point. I think this was the main point. I don't know. This last week, after the weekend with Clara, has been weird and kind of bad. When Clara looked at her Instagram, which I shouldn't have even given her Instagram. I don't know how I would have told her, hey, I know it's fun to make fun of Tori, but I don't think seeing her face again is good for me. And what really got me was she posted a picture of her tits. And all of a sudden, I was 16 again. And I didn't like that at all. And I cried a lot after Clara went to bed. And that's when I started to really, I don't know, let it settle that what happened isn't funny. It's not a joke. I am not coping with dark humor. I am trying to do everything I can to not face what happened to me. And that method is not working. You can't run forever. And I realized I'm gonna have to actually heal from this. I do not want to spend the rest of my life feeling like an open wound. Just bleeding. And bleeding and bleeding. And never getting it to go away or close up. I want to heal. I want to make something beautiful out of this. I'm tired of just being her fucking victim. I want something good to come of this. 'Cause right now, nothing good has come out of this experience. For a while, I thought I'd quit self-harm. 'Cause, you know, the last time I ever cut myself was the event. I always call it the event because it's like, I don't know, when you talk to people, you don't want to like tell them like what the fuck actually happened. So I'm just like, oh, it was the event. And normally they don't budge after that. Because like, who the fuck calls a scar's origin story the event if they want to talk about it? Hopefully no one. But after the event, I thought I was never gonna hurt myself again because, again, what the fuck? I'm gonna pause this and blow my nose. I'm gonna be really mad if I end this video again. Also, unrelated, but look at how good this mascara is holding up. This is what I'm talking about. This isn't a joke. Okay. But I don't want to be her victim forever. And I'm not gonna be. Obviously, there's no way to go back and stop these events from happening. What's happened is happened. What's done is done. But it's all gonna be good one day. But back to the event. After that, I thought I was done self-harming, and I wasn't. And I've barely done it since then. And I'll never put a blade to my skin again. 'Cause actually, what the fuck was that? Like, obviously, like, will not be putting images of the event, but if you could have seen it, you get a better understanding of why I would never want to put another blade to my skin again. But I didn't do it again for a long time, even though I really, really wanted to. And I don't know if that's just how addiction is. I've always thought, ever since experiencing my own, that it's something you're always gonna want to come back to when times get hard. And it did. I didn't cut myself, but when my best friend died, I started burning myself with a lighter. And I didn't want to. I didn't want to leave a mark. I didn't want to disappoint Cassie, because I knew she would have been very disappointed to see that I hadn't quit. And now, I don't hurt myself, not just because of the event, not just because the event was scary, but because my best friend wouldn't have wanted me to. And, she's not here. I was a few months clean when she died. And I know she watched me struggle all those years. And I'm gonna be clean for her. But everything was good after that until I got back with Tori again, which was foolish. It was so foolish. Because she convinced me that the past is past, and she was gonna do everything she can to right her wrongs, and she was never gonna do what she did again. And that's not true, and that's not what happened. Getting back with her led to the same outcome it does every time. She just kind of eats my life, is how I've described it for the longest time, because, she's fat. And again, body shaming's wrong unless you're her, because I don't even think I've ever seen someone bigger than her, in real life before, with my own two eyes. And that says something. But, she kind of emotionally abused me to the point where I was a wreck all the time. And because I also had to keep her a secret from everyone in my life, because the shame of being like, oh yeah, by the way, this person that abused the fuck out of me, well, they're back and they're abusing the fuck out of me again. And I know everyone was like, Cheyenne, we're so proud of you for not going back to that. And I lied. And I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to admit to everyone that I lied to them. So the easiest way to avoid anyone finding out was just staying away from everyone. No one's gonna find out if they don't know. You don't even have the opportunity to tell anyone when you stay in your apartment and do nothing without Tori. And then you're getting abused and no one fucking knows because you don't want to tell anyone. Because you think it's some moral failing when it's not. I was manic. She trapped me. She knew I was manic. She knew. She knew. She knows what mania does to me. She knew I wasn't in control of myself. She knew I was going insane. But instead of doing the right thing she invited me to come drink with her. Hadn't slept all night. Hadn't taken my meds. Slept with a guy the night before. Yeah, I'll go up and drink with her. And then one thing led to another, as it often does. And we're fucking, and Tori says she fell in love with me all again in that moment, because she's a whore. And she mistakes any kind of intimacy for love. And I think she understood that I wasn't fucking her because I love her. But she knows that I will always say it back to her. I've always said it back ever since I was 16 in that car. I never wanted to love her. I was never there for anything more than sex, but she would always spring it on me. I'd be trapped. And I've been manic since then, since everything was over. And I'm grateful to say and thankful to say I did not go back and sleep with her. Even though I know I could have, I didn't. And that's good. But Tori and I were very much an on-again, off-again relationship. We'd only go a month at a time apart up until the big breakup last year, where we broke up for 9 months. And then I foolishly texted her, and we texted for 3 weeks. She breaks up with her girlfriend that she had the whole time that I had no idea about, which I told her, hey, had I known you had a girlfriend when I messaged you, you know I wouldn't have talked to you for 3 weeks, and I wouldn't have gone and hang out with you either. I think she was planning on cheating on her girlfriend with me to begin with, because if she wasn't, she would have told me she had a girlfriend, because she knows that I will always go back to her. She knows that I will always come back to her. And she lets me come back and breaks up with her girlfriend at the last second. Right before she has me, she breaks up with her girlfriend. And I don't think she would have broken up with her girlfriend had we not hung out the day before. Had I not messaged her. Maybe she would have. I don't know. But, I really think that she ended things with her girlfriend so she could have me again, because she knew that if I ever found out again, it would not go well for either of us. But she sprung it on me when I was manic, and when I'm manic, I don't really have morals, which is scary, and I don't like it. I don't like being manic. I don't sleep. I don't care. It's like my brain just like screams at me to do something, do something, do something. And it'll like pick a thing for me to do, and it's like I'm a slave to this stupid mania, and I just do it. I don't even like boys, and I slept with a guy that weekend. I didn't even like Tori, but I brought her back into my life, and I slept with her that weekend. I don't smoke weed like that, but I smoked a whole blunt that week. I told Patrick that I wanted a relationship with him when I didn't. And then the kicker of this, Clara is still, she thinks this is hilarious. I think it's kind of funny. It's kind of funny. I wish Tori could have, like, been a funny person, because this would have been funny. I tell her, too, if she wasn't so evil. But, so Patrick went home after we slept together. I went to Tori's, and then I went to my parents' house, because I was like, I am not going back to Kennesaw in this state. I haven't slept. I haven't taken my pills. And I don't feel good, and I'm hallucinating, because I started hallucinating at Tori's dad's. And I get to my parents' house, and Patrick gets up. He was asleep all day, because, you know, he didn't leave my apartment until, like, 9, 10 a.m. I think I got to my parents' house at around, like, 9 or 9:30, which was a while to be asleep. But I don't know, maybe he was awake. I don't know. But I do know the first thing he said to me was, "Hi, emo mommy." And I think that is the funniest thing ever. I don't know. I just think that's funny. Like, that's your opener. Like, yeah, I did sleep with you. Yes, we did talk all night long and do a lot of things together. But emo mommy is crazy. I draw the line there, I fear. And at boys, I don't like boys. I don't like them at all. They're not for me. But I don't know. What's kind of laughable about it is he added me again, like a month or two after the event had occurred. I was still with Tori, and I added him, and I was gonna cheat on Tori with him, but then I couldn't even do it. I was like, immediately, I just had like this awful feeling. I was like, I cannot stoop to her level. Like, I can't. Like, I can't cheat back. Like, I can't do it. Because I'm not an awful person. So I didn't cheat back. I unadded him. Then, the second we broke up, for some reason, I added Patrick again. But, this time I was like, what is sleeping with him gonna do for me? You know, like, really, like, I don't like men. I'm not gonna come. He's weirdly persistent, even though it's been like 5 months. This is not gonna go well for me. Let me not do it. And that's part of why I hate having sex with men. Whole other topic. Not getting talked about on this channel, but like the orgasm gap. I don't sleep with men. Don't do it. That's what sleeping with Tori was like too, though, because she has a dick. So it's like, she could never make me finish, ever. But the cis women, they can do it. They can do it. Tori can't, though. Maybe that's why she chooses to sleep with trans women every time, because she knows her way around a penis. Because all she does is goon. I need to stop joking. This is not funny. But also, it kind of is fun to make fun of her. That's the problem. And, like, a lot of the sex we had was consensual. I'd say probably, like, only, like, probably, like, 15% was, like, her raping me. The other 85 was consensual. So, you know, statistically. But, I think because I had sex with her a lot. Like 16 to... I was 19 when we broke up, so that's like 3 years. And minus those 9 months, we had sex multiple times a day, every single day. So, out of all of that, she made me come one time by herself. One time out of thousands of times having sex. One time. That's another reason they should have asked me, why'd you stay if she only made you come one time? Like, I don't know. I liked her. I don't know what I liked about her. She was ugly and mean, but I liked something. I saw something. I do know what I saw at first. She was, like, kind of pretty when we got together, but then she gained, like, 100 pounds. And she was already, like, on the bigger side, so, like, 100 pounds. She did not need to gain 100 pounds. Like, that was ridiculous. I think she ended up gaining, like, I think she got up to, like, 350 pounds. Something like that. Something crazy. But, yeah, no. She was, like, 275 when we met. And she had, like, long, natural hair. And it was really pretty. But then she cut it all off and dyed it black. And it looked like shit. Because she let her roots grow out. And, like, I let my roots grow out. Okay. Like, but the reason I'm letting my roots grow out is because once I'm out of school, I cannot have blue hair anymore. I am aware of this. So, hopefully I'll have enough hair on my head to kind of do a big chop and bleach whatever doesn't get cut off, because, like, I don't even like my hair being this long. I don't know, a few months ago I was like, I'm gonna grow my hair down to my ass. No, you're not. I'm already tired of this length. It's not getting to my ass. It's not. But that's besides the point. I need to get back on topic, because I have gone into a side tangent making fun of, like, Tori's severe lack of skills in the bedroom. I'm pretty successful, though. Made her come every time. Whether I wanted to or not, it happened. It's not a joke. It's not a joke. But back to the point of why I made this video in the first place. I tried to kill myself the other night. I did. I got in a fight with my mom again. I'm tired of fighting with my mom. I'm so tired of it. So, after the fight with my mom, because basically I have a problem with my sister and her boyfriend and shit she's doing, and I've been trying to work it out, and it's just not been working, and I asked my mom to step in, and she's like, well, didn't you want to spend all your time with Tyler anyways? Because that's Tori's name is Tyler. And I was like, no, actually, I did not. I was being abused, and no one gave a damn. No one gave a flying fuck. And the fact that she brought that up in an argument about my sister and her dumbass little boyfriend is insane. Because what happened was, I got blackout drunk with my sister and Clara and her friend Amelia. I get blackout drunk. I say some things, which I've asked Clara about. Apparently I didn't even say the things that Sarah told her boyfriend that I said, so that's kind of crazy. But yeah, basically my sister decided to lie and tell her boyfriend that I'm an alcoholic and I'm depressed and that, like, all this shit. And it kind of just forced me to have to, like, get into a bunch of shit that I don't like getting into with like people, especially like with her boyfriend who I don't even know. And I'm like, well, that week I was pretty depressed, you know, going through a breakup, and then her friends attacking me. Yeah. And then she like pushes further for me to talk about Tori, and I have to confess that I was sleeping with her, and towards the end I had to get drunk every time to get through it. I didn't want to talk about it, not with my sister, not with her little ass boyfriend, but now they both know. I was forced to tell them both. And to find out that I didn't even like say I was like an alcoholic, didn't even say anything to even like lead anyone to believe that. Because Clara said the only thing that came close to that was me saying I deserve a drink after the week I've had. Right. And my sister told her boyfriend that I said that I have to drink to get through every day and everything. And I'm like, what the fuck? Because, like, I'm not an alcoholic. I'm not. I know I have the potential to be an alcoholic. I'm sorry, I'm like itching. But I know I have the addiction gene. Both of my grandpas were alcoholics. You're not gonna call me an alcoholic. Because I know I have the potential to have a drinking problem. So, I drink very, very carefully, and I don't drink often. Because if I do, I know I will become an alcoholic. So to tell your boyfriend I'm an alcoholic is kind of crazy. But anyways, so I'm like, I really just don't want to hang out with Kobe. He goes with my sister to everything. I haven't been to my parents' house where I used to live without him being there in months. And I haven't been to vaulting practice, which is like gymnastics and dance on a horse. My sister also does it. I haven't been there without him in months as well. And like, I really haven't seen her without her boyfriend since my birthday when I got blackout drunk. And even then, like, he was the one who picked her up from my apartment because she's like a fucking baby and won't learn to drive down here. Weaponized incompetence and shit. But yeah, I was just really wanting to be able to go vaulting practice into the house without Kobe being there, especially like the last few weeks I've been feeling like extra unstable. And I want to be able to like go to my parents' house and be able to have a mental breakdown in somewhat peace. But anyways, so my sister literally cannot wrap her head around the concept of no one wants to spend time with your boyfriend. So I asked my mom, and she's like, well, you spent all your time with Tyler. And I was like, I was being fucking abused, and this exact thing you're saying right now is exactly how it continued, because you shamed me and try to embarrass me and victim blame me, and it's not my fucking fault, and no one fucking cared. And the shit you're saying to me right now is exactly how I got trapped here in the first place. So anyways, I basically told her I'm being fucking abused. I hang up the phone. I block her number. I block my sister's number because I cannot make people care when they've been given a reason to care and they just choose not to. Like, no amount of begging and pleading and being logical is gonna get through to them. Especially my mom. She's very male-centered. My sister's becoming very male-centered. Just like this internalized misogyny and the need to like put other women down. to make themselves feel big, and thinking that once you have a man, you should center your whole life around him and all that shit. Which, like, is never gonna be me. It's never gonna be me. But anyways, I hang up the phone and I'm like in tears. I'm crying. I start screaming into a pillow. That doesn't work. I start burning myself with a lighter. That doesn't work. And I'm like, I have to kill myself. Which I hadn't felt in a really long time. And so I was like, maybe I haven't felt this in a long time because it hasn't been right before now. Because, like, I hate being mentally ill. And I hate being surrounded by my family that is completely unwilling to work with me. Because, like, all they do is just trigger my mental illness more. I feel more insane, which makes me more insane. And, like, if I wasn't acting like a neurotic prey animal before, I definitely am now. Now it's gone from, I want to go home without your boyfriend being here, to me freaking out and being like, I hate your fucking boyfriend, and I hate how you're acting around him, and I hate that this is even a fucking argument, and no one fucking sees the problem with this, and how I shouldn't have to schedule and plan out times where her boyfriend's not gonna be there to go to my childhood home. But the thing is, with people like that, especially male-centered women, you're not gonna win that fight. Until they face their own internalized misogyny, you're not gonna win that fight. So I start writing out my suicide letter, and I'm like, I've already had a plan. Like, I've had this plan for months, years even, and especially since I moved here. And that plan is to take every single pill in my apartment and wash it down with some booze. It has always been my plan. Die with all these pills in my stomach, but drunk while I do it, so hopefully I will barely feel it. Because I'd imagine overdosing while blackout drunk would just feel like the natural conclusion to life. Because that's kind of what blacking out felt like. But then I woke up. But with all these pills, I know I could drink enough alcohol with it to black out and just not wake up. And I had everything ready. I was dressed up. I had my makeup. I had all my pills and my booze. And I'd given my girls an extra bowl of food and water and topped up their bowl of food and water. And I scratched their heads and shut the door. And it was just me sitting on my bed with all these pills and a bottle of booze and a suicide note. And then I heard the little meow and saw the paws under the door, and I was like, I cannot die with the girls here. The girls are my cats. I cannot die as long as the girls are here. And that was what it was. And so I put all the pills back. I put up the booze. I showered and I went to bed. And I've not unblocked my mom or my sister. It's been a couple days now. And I guess all this to say is life goes on, and sometimes maybe your cat will save you, even though she's just wanting to get on your nerves. And she only wants to be in that room because the door is shut. Sometimes that's what you need. And I am going to keep on living, and I'm going to turn my trauma into something beautiful. And I've filmed an hour and a half of footage already, so I think I'm just gonna put this on a playlist, part 1, part 2, because, you know, like, I have the editing skills to put these together, but I don't fucking feel like it. So, peace.